You ever notice how life's biggest surprises come in the quietest packages? Take the capybara. On paper, it doesn't sound like much. It's the world's largest rodent. Yeah, rodent. You would expect it to be twitchy, nervous, maybe a little chaotic. But instead, this animal might be the calmest creature on the planet. Stress doesn't know her. Drama doesn't live there. The capybara's whole vibe is basically, why panic when you can just float? Hello wild vibers, vibes of a wildlife here. Welcome to another video where we dive into the heart, humor, and unexpected life lessons from the animal kingdom. Now before we get rolling, do me a favor. If you're into animals with main character energy and love finding those wildlife lessons hidden in plain sight, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this with a friend who could use some capybara calm, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Alright, let's get into it. Because here's the twist. The capybara isn't just chill for its own sake. That calm presence, just sitting, soaking, being, isn't laziness, it's power. The kind of power that draws in other animals, creates trust, and even makes them leaders without lifting a finger. It's leadership through stillness, and honestly, that's something a lot of us could use right now. Now, here's where the capybara already starts rewriting the rules. This isn't some tiny little critter hiding in the grass. It's the world's largest rodent. We're talking up to 150 pounds of fur, teeth, and muscle. Basically, imagine a guinea pig that hit the gym, ate its vegetables, and decided to keep growing. You'd think an animal that size would throw its weight around, right? But capybaras? They don't waste time on fights. They don't panic. They don't even break a sweat when the world gets loud around them. And that calm isn't just a personality quirk, it's biology. When stress hormones like cortisol spike too high, it's a mess. Your heart races, your immune system takes a hit, and over time, your body wears down like a machine running too hot. For most animals, too much stress means slower growth, weaker defenses, shorter lives. But capybaras, they've basically hacked the system. By keeping cool, they keep those stress levels low, which let them thrive in groups of up to 100. 100. Imagine a giant furry family reunion where everyone actually gets along. No brawls at the buffet table, no awkward silence. Just a society running on chill vibes. And here's the wild part. This isn't happening in some safe, cushy zoo enclosure. Capybaras are found all across South America. Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, you name it. They live near rivers, lakes, and marshes because water is their comfort zone. And they need that water, because their predators aren't exactly pushovers. Jaguars, anacondas, caimans, basically the heavyweight roster of the jungle. Even eagles will swoop down on the young ones. Now, do capybaras ever get stressed? Of course, they're not Zen monks 24/7. If the environment gets too harsh, like a drought drying up their water supply, or if there's conflict within a group, stress can creep in. When that happens, they can show it through restless behavior, more vocalizations, or even little scuffles. In those moments, cortisol spikes just like it would in us, and the whole group dynamic can get shaky. But here's the thing, they don't stay there long. Capybaras lean back on their natural rhythm, grooming each other, soaking in water, regrouping, to reset. It's like they have a built-in tool to pull themselves back from the edge before stress takes over. And that's the kicker. Calm doesn't mean weak, it doesn't mean checked out, it means strategic. A capybara that panics is lunch. A capybara that stays cool, that's survival. They're basically saying, you want chaos? That's cute. We'll be over here thriving. And that's the lesson for us. Calm isn't a luxury, it's a power move. In a world that's constantly trying to wind us up, choosing steady over stress is how you win the long game. But calmness is only part of the story. The real magic of the capybara is how they turn that serenity into presence. And you don't have to go to the Amazon to see it. Japan literally celebrates it. There are hot spring resorts where visitors line up just to watch capybaras soaking in hot steaming pools, eyes half closed, radiating peace like furry Buddhas. It's become a whole cultural thing. Winter comes, snow falls, the capybaras hop into baths, reminding everyone that sometimes the smartest move is just to sit, breathe, and be still. If you've ever seen a capybara in action, or should I say in inaction, you know they've got the art of stillness down to a science. Hours lounging by the water, soaking half submerged, eyes barely open, like they're living in slow motion. At first glance, you'd think, wow, that's one lazy rodent. But don't get it twisted. This is strategy, not slacking. Here's the science behind the vibe. When you stay still, you conserve energy. No wasted motion, no burning fuel you don't need. At the same time, that stillness sharpens awareness. A capybara soaking in the shallows isn't tuned out, it's tuned in. They can pick up the slightest ripple in the water, the faintest rustle in the reeds. That ability to look calm while staying alert, that's survival wrapped in a spa day. And the benefits don't stop there. Stillness brings them closer as a group. Capybaras pile up, lounging, grooming, soaking. That quiet bonding strengthens their social glue, the kind that keeps a herd of 50 or more from tearing itself apart. Their silence isn't empty, it's connection without noise. Now, I won't paint them as statues. That stillness does get interrupted. A jaguar lurking too close, a caiman sliding through the water, or even just a sudden squabble inside the group. It breaks the calm like a stone tossed in a pond. You'll see capybaras scatter in the water, splash hard, bolt for cover. For a few moments, the zen cracks wide open. But here's the thing, they don't stay rattled. Once the danger passes, they drift back to their patch, settle down shoulder to shoulder, and slide right back into that quiet rhythm. It's almost like a reset button. Chaos comes, they survive it, and then they reclaim their peace. That rebound is part of their strength. And that strength is so visible, people around the world can't help but celebrate it. In Japan, capybaras have become spa celebrities. Every winter, zoos open up hot spring baths just for them. Tourists show up not for action, but for stillness. They crowd around to watch these animals soaking in steaming pools, eyes half shut, looking like they're meditating. Why? Because it's oddly therapeutic. In a culture that values harmony and presence, watching capybaras sit in silence becomes a kind of mirror for the audience. People see their own stress melt away as these animals radiate peace. It's a spectacle, not because capybaras are doing something flashy, but because they remind us how powerful doing nothing can be. So the life lesson? Stillness isn't laziness, it's a power move. In a noisy, busy, stress-filled world, choosing not to rush can be the boldest flex. Even when life interrupts your peace, and it will. The real strength is in how fast you recover it. So if calm and stillness set the foundation, how do capybaras go from being quiet followers to unexpected leaders? Here's the part that really flips the script on what you think leadership looks like. Capybaras are big, no denying that. But they don't use their size to boss anyone around. You won't see them squaring up with teeth bared or flexing for dominance. Instead, other animals literally follow them. Birds perch on their backs, monkeys hang out nearby, even predators like crocodiles have been spotted chilling right next to a capybara like it's no big deal. It's almost like the animal kingdom voted and the capybara won, most likely to be everyone's +1. So what's going on here? It's their energy. Capybaras give off this steady, grounded vibe that other animals trust. They're consistent. They don't lunge without warning or cause unnecessary drama. That predictability creates safety. And in a world where survival depends on knowing who's reliable and who's trouble, the capybara becomes a magnet. That calm presence anchors mixed groups, turning a crowded riverside into something that actually looks like a community. And the science backs it up. Social magnetism isn't just about charisma. It's about being non-threatening and dependable. Animals, just like humans, are drawn to those who make them feel secure. The capybara's gift is that it doesn't have to do anything flashy to earn that trust. By being calm, it becomes the center of gravity in a group. Other species literally orbit around that steady presence. Now here's the twist. This isn't a one-way street. Those freeloaders perched on a capybara's back, they're not just catching a ride. They're often eating parasites and bugs off its skin. That's free grooming and pest control delivered on demand. And having other animals around can serve as an extra alarm system. If a monkey suddenly bolts, the capybara knows that danger is close without having to spot it first. So while capybaras give the world calm, they also get practical benefits in return. Cleaner coats, sharper warnings, and maybe even a little backup in survival. And here's the lesson for us. True leadership isn't about control, it's about creating confidence. It's not the loudest one in the room or the one throwing their weight around that wins people over. It's the one whose energy says, "You're safe here, I've got this." That's why the capybara thrives without ever roaring, clawing, or dominating. It leads through calm confidence that others can lean on. And the beauty is, in giving that to others, it ends up gaining something too. And when you put it all together, the capybara teaches us something bigger about stress, leadership, and how to thrive. So let's pull this all together. The capybara has been showing us the same message over and over. Calm reduces stress and keeps the body strong. Stillness creates presence and bonds that last. And leadership, the real kind, doesn't come from being the loudest or the scariest. It comes from trust, consistency, and steady energy. That's the Capybara Code in action. Now, let's be real. Life for us isn't all that different. We deal with chaotic environments every single day. Traffic jams, deadlines, endless notification, family drama, you name it. And when our stress hormones stay spiked, it wears us down. Burnout, anxiety, even health problems. It's like our system's running in overdrive with no time to cool off. That's where we can take a page out of the capybara's playbook. Slow down, breathe, and reset. Because staying calm doesn't just feel good, it literally protects your well-being. And then there's leadership. Most of us grew up with the idea that leaders are supposed to be commanding, dominant, maybe even a little intimidating. But capybaras flip that script. Their style is grounded, approachable, confident without aggression. They show us that leadership can look like being the one others feel safe around, whether it's work, in a family, or in a circle of friends. Sometimes the best leader in the room is the one who doesn't need to prove that they're the leader at all. And think about community. Capybaras thrive in groups of 50, sometimes 100, because they keep the peace. They're living proof that harmony is possible even in big numbers. Translate that into human life, and it's the same lesson. Communities get stronger when calm cooperation takes priority over constant conflict. Thriving isn't about outshouting everyone else. It's about creating an environment where people feel secure enough to be themselves. So here's the final reflection. Calmness isn't the absence of power. It's the foundation of it. The capybara shows us that in stress, in leadership, and in daily life, sometimes the chillest presence in the room is the one reshaping the whole room. And that brings us full circle. Why the world's largest rodent might be one of nature's greatest teachers. So here's the takeaway. Calm keeps the stress in check, stillness gives you presence, and quiet confidence builds the kind of leadership that actually lasts. The capybara proves that you don't have to be the loudest or the fiercest to win. Sometimes the chillest animal in the room is the one everyone ends up following. That's the Capybara Code. And one more reason we love diving into the heart, humor, and unexpected life lessons from the animal kingdom. If you vibed with this, go ahead and hit like, share it with a friend who needs a little more calm in their life, and don't forget to subscribe for more wild wisdom every week. And here's my question for you, Wild Vibers. What's one way you can bring a little more capybara calm into your own day? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, sometimes the smoothest move is simply staying unbothered.